All right. So today we're going to be talking about the Paolo Emilio, the Tier 9 Italian crazy destroyer. Probably one of the most lovingly known as the YOLO Emilio. Reason why? Well, its torps only 6 kilometers, but they do a lot of damage. I mean a lot of damage. I mean a lot of damage. Though they only do go 6 kilometers, keep in mind that they will absolutely obliterate any ship with one salvo strike. So here I'm going to show you kind of how it's played. Afterwards, I'll show you the build. But one of the biggest things is this is definitely not a capping DD. So going in and trying to cap with a 7.1 detect, and that's with all your modules on, is not going to work out for you. You will be outspotted by pretty much every other DD in the game, not including subs. So definitely something for you to look into. But with this build, you have Swift and Silence, engine boost, the coal engine booster on. You do hit a top speed of 60 knots with a speed flag also. So 60 knots, you're able to close that distance really, really quickly with your exhaust smoke, and your exhaust smoke is not crawling. It will go with you the entire time you're speeding because of Italian smoke. That's just what Italian smoke does. Same thing applies for its DDs, right? So its main battery guns aren't a slouch either. They do have the longest reload time of any DD in the game of 9.9 seconds. But, you know, shoot sap. Sap hurts. But so here we're really just going to use this more as a spotting DD for these bigger ships. Kind of try to keep eyes on any targets for the division, for anybody else that's going to sit there and support you, hopefully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll on this backside and kind of look at the middle, since I see that they're all kind of swarming to that 8, 9, 10 line. That way I can get myself a little bit better angles. See it turbines here too. And detected with a I-56. Since I'm really not so worried about anybody getting a hit on me, kind of from the distance that they are, go ahead and pop some shots. Think of it like whenever you see Marseille, or sorry, the Marceau and a Kleber. Wow, I just can't say French words today. English is my first language, and it's still not even a good language for me. Anyways, you can think of it like that, as it is very, very, very speedy, and at a distance, super hard to hit. But I did get some damage on the sub here, so I'm going to go ahead and drop some ASW, kind of where I think he's at. I'm going to smoke up, because Turpin secondaries are going to hurt quite a bit. Drop a do ASW off, and then do what I'm going to do to the turbines. So what I like to do is I like to guide up my ship right where he's going to be at. That way I can close that distance as fast as possible. And we'll go ahead and shoot 2 of these off. And the thing about the Paolo Emilio, how it's set up, is you have 3 sets of 4. 1 on each side, and then you have 1 that's a 360 360 turret, so you are able to drop 2 on one side or 2 on the other. But if you want to get a third one off, you have to swing your ship around. So now that I got rid of that turbines, and you can see 4 torpedo hits took away 65k damage. I would have been safe just shooting 1 salvo at him, but I'd rather ensure a kill instead of leaving anything left over. and damaging myself more. But I'm gonna keep following the soil trail here because I really want to get this sub out of here. I know he's somewhere over in this vicinity, so I'm gonna go ahead and start dropping him. Oh, there we go. Damage to floods. Yeah, Paolo Emilio's ASW is not the strongest. But the fact that you could literally chase down anything and make it pay for being near you, still worth it. So he's flooding out right now. Or not flooding out, he is flooding out. And leaking well, so I'm gonna go back around and polish him off now. Follow this little ink trail. Yep, there he is. I'll just go slow and really make sure I put as most I can right where he's at. And he's dead. So now I'm looking in my smoke and engine boost are only a 10-second difference on the reload right now for the cooldown. So we're gonna make our way over to this Duncan and this Richelieu who's been sitting here and definitely been giving my team a little bit of a trouble to actually securing that cap. So I'm gonna go help them out. Now, one thing is people try to say that the YOLO Emilio, Paolo Emilio is low OP, but with the amount of hydro and radar there is in the game, the counter for it is actually pretty simple. You see a wall of smoke heading right towards you, throw that hydro up. Throw that hydro up and turn away from him. Turning away is definitely going to make the torpedoes harder to hit. And it gives you a little more time. Maybe you get him to run out of his smoke and get some good shots on him if you don't have hydro. Regardless if you have hydro or not, you should be turning out. Unfortunately, this Duncan doesn't really have much of a choice. So he kind of wants to, but Duncan's slow. Duncan's slow, he's hurting. He knows he's going to be getting in trouble here in a minute. So he's trying to get his last desperation shots off. We go one set for him. Detected, he's gone. Just gonna double drop the Richelieu. He's not even needed, but secure it just in case some wonky, horrible aim that I might have. So here we go. 4 kills down. Got rid of sub, 3 battleships, excuse me. And only thing we have left now is just kind of corral the rest of this team. So there is 1 DD, 2 cruisers, and a battleship left. And the battleship is not going to be long for this world. The Monarch should be able to take care of him here shortly. Now at this point, it's good to... Well, it's clear to cap. If it's clear to cap, just take the cap. You know you have nothing that's going to stop you. Their DD just got killed by the Orcon, so... Not worried about him trying to cap. The G7 Providence is still over here. No, Harlan was making his way this way too. But since I outspot both of them, I'm not super worried because... Yep, there we go. There's a Harlem. Captain Slap-a-Ho. Oh, Slap-a-Hose. Great name. So now I'm just going to sit here and pretty much keep them spotted and let my Giuseppe's work on them. And yes, we did run the Italian division on here for the lulz. At this point, I've kind of picked my target. Harlem's kind of fleeting away too much at an angle, and I'm not going to try to catch up to him. So the easiest one for me to go after is this D7. No, he is not going to make things super easy for me. I was spotted. Engine boost. Now smokes now. I'm going to try to close this distance on him. But this right here is really not the part that you want to do with Emilio. You don't want to chase down, especially a faster cruiser like the D7. It's going to be kind of hard to run these guys down, but you know, he's pretty much selling right to the end of the map, the border, so I knew that I had somewhat of a chance. But like I said, by turning out, that is your best option for staying alive. And those torpedoes aren't super fast, by the way, either. They're not like Holland torps, Jaeger torps that go 95 knots. So at this point, I know that I'm not really going to have a lot of good shots on him, so I have to do what I can. And he sped up. I'm only going to get one, and that's just one torpedo hit on him. So, guys, do what SAP do. You got that superstructure, the upper belt superstructure line, SAP. And you guys can see right there, I'm doing like 4,000 damage per salvo. I hear I'm already burning, already not having the greatest time left. There's 6k hit on me. So, I'm already dead. Secure my kill. Grab that Kraken, let my team polish off this Harlem. This Harlem is not going to have a very good next 30 seconds or so. But we'll take it. 9 torpedo hits, 5 kills, 150k damage. And we have a Harlem that's facing 6 ships. I know you guys see 5 right here in the frame, but you're about to see some shots come over from the right. Right there, the minimap. From that Monarch. Is he still alive? Monarch doing Monarch things. Shooting HE. But yeah, just not a, overall not a good look for the Harlem. He's just gonna have an absolutely horrible day. But that's how you do the YOLO Emilio. It is an absolutely fun research bureau ship. Definitely worth getting if you want something very unique and a very different playstyle than pretty much any other DD you're ever gonna find. There really is no DD like it other than the tier 5 Ohotnik Russian DD, which is weird and kind of similar in a way with its 4.5 kilometer torps, but yeah. For another episode, the Ohotnik. There we go. They end up cleaning them up. We'll call it a victory. So let's get into the build of the Paolo Emilio. As you see, I do run all the flags I possibly can. I do want those floods in case I can't get all my torpedoes off and hit them. So hopefully the floods will take care of them. Of course, the smoke, the flags, or the speed flag is an absolute must. That flag, because I mean, this is also one of the bigger DDs length wise and height wise, is an absolute monster. Well, like I said, we'll go down into the torpedoes here. They are 6 kilometer torpedoes. They do hit for 23.7k damage at 72 knots. And so they're not necessarily, they're not slow. They're not fast. You literally are just going to go there and deliver a unholy payload upon somebody and send them back to port very quickly. For the build, your typical DD build, right? Survivability expert is an absolute must on here, along with your preventive maintenance and your steering gear for your last stand. You will be hit multiple times throughout the match. It's gonna happen. You need to be able to get away. You need to be able to at least take someone with you if you're gonna die. Adrenaline rush, because it's adrenaline rush. Why not? I put adrenaline rush on literally every single ship I create for my captain build. Consumable expert enhancements, definitely useful if you want to be able to get as much damage done as possible or get out of jail free card. That's pretty much it. If you think about it, each time you YOLO rush something, you are going to be using a combination of your smoke and your engine booster. So definitely have that on there so you get those back as fast as possible, because they do take a long time to cool down. I do want that in that swift fish, because I do want that extra +7 in torpedo speed. Like I said, these are not the fastest in the world. I would prefer to make them as fast as possible if I can. And with it also, we're adding swift and silence. Yes, you got 5% on your main battery reload time, but let's face it, this is not a gunboat DD. It's not really important. But yes, you do get that +8 speed, or 8% speed, plus another 5% over here. So you're getting an additional 13% increase in your overall speed, which is how you're able to hit that 60 knots while you're in smoke and under engine boost. As well as your equipment. Your equipment's pretty standard for the most part. Armament modifications, you want to make sure your torpedo tubes can survive everything as much as you can, because that is your lifeline. Spin the coal, get your engine boost modification, and get your smoke generator. Your propulsion definitely needed, but at the same time you could take steering gears to really be able to swing that butt around if you need it, because you're already going to be under full engine power, but you do want to be able to get there. Think about it, your time taken to reach full engine power when accelerating by 50%. When you're already going 40 knots and you need to go 60 because you hit your buttons. It's way worth it in my opinion, but you could go with steering gears. Personal preference. Kind of have to have that concealment on there. Detectability, like I said, is a whopping 7.1 with having it on both the commander and the modules. So yeah, very much a must. And here you could kind of, I do main battery modification because I do want some of that reload time back. I don't really care about my torpedo reload time, because it's going to take longer for me to reload my smoke and my engine boost than it is my torpedoes anyways, regardless if this is on. So really it's just not needed. I'd rather try to give myself a little bit more defense with being able to maybe shoot a DD who got a little bit closer. I can kind of defend myself against that DD a little better, and that's the reason why I went with that. You wouldn't be wrong if you did your torpedoes. It's all personal preference, of course, but just for me. And like I said, this is Research Bureau, so you're going to find this for Research Bureau points. Reset a new line of yours in a Research Bureau, and check out your ships that you can get. I believe this is the cheapest one. Yeah, it is the cheapest one you can get. So the cheapest Research Bureau at 43,000 Research Bureau points. Really not that bad. Tons of fun. You just won't be disappointed in it. If you like DDs, if you like things that are kind of funny, definitely something I would look into. But yeah, you can tell that she's just a absolute beast of a ship. And here you can see those. Yes, I know they're gold. But you can see those torpedo tubes. They're fixed to one side, fixed to the other side over there. And then that 361. So keep that in mind. You have, once you shoot off 2 racks on one side, you only have 1 rack on the other. Otherwise, if you guys have any other recommendations, this one was kind of a fun one. Let me know in the comments below. There will be some more interesting things. I think I'll be coming out with the Japanese battle cruiser line. We're going to take a peek at the Bungo. And probably the Tsurugi, too. The Tier 9 premium of that line. So, if you guys have anything that you want to see, let me know. I'm curious. I will love to do any reviews on anything that you guys want, including weird, wonky commander builds. So, we'll see. You guys all have a great day, and I'll see you next time.